Welcome back to Go With Us, and this is everything you really need to know this week in Pokemon Go, running from the 17th of November all the way until the 24th. Straight into our calendar now, you can see that on first thing Monday morning at 9 a.m. on the 17th, we have to collect our Adventure Sync rewards. Remember that if you walk 5 kilometers, you're going to get 20 Pokeballs. If you walk 25 kilometers, you're going to get the 20 Pokeballs plus an additional 10 Great Balls. And if you do have an egg slot open, you will get a 5-kilometer egg. If you walk 50 kilometers, you're going to get the above rewards plus an additional 5 Ultra Balls and a 10-kilometer egg if you have an egg slot open. And if you walk 100 kilometers, you're going to get all the above, including 15,000 Stardust. The Pokemon that will be hatching from those 5-kilometer Adventure Sync eggs are going to be Omanyte, Kabuto, Elekid, Magby, and Skarmory. 10-kilometer Adventure Sync rewards are going to be Aerodactyl, Druddigon, and Tinkatink. And don't forget about those 7-kilometer eggs coming from Mateo. We actually have some pretty good Pokemon in there, pretty rare ones as well. We have Galarian Corsola, Galarian Ponyta, Hisuian Sneasel, Hisuian Voltorb, as well as White Striped Basculin. And speaking of eggs, now that we're in November, these are guaranteed egg hatches coming from 2-kilometer eggs. We have Squirtle, Mudkip, Bonsly, Happiny, and Larvesta in there, which is the really rare Pokemon. And 5-kilometer eggs, we can expect Alolan Vulpix, Tyrogue, Mantike, and Larvesta again. In the 7-kilometer eggs, we have a lot of the variants of Pokemon. We have Galarian Meowth, Galarian Farfetch, Galarian Darumaka, Hisuian Quillfish, Galarian Corsola, Alolan Rattata, and Alolan Sandshrew. In 10-kilometer eggs, we're going to get Larvitar, Sableye, Toxel, Tinkatink, Dreepy, Charcadet, Frigibax, and Larvesta. Really good hatch pool there. Back to our calendar again, and do not forget about the Max Monday, which is going to be featuring Dynamax Toxtricity in its amped form as well as its low-key form. Bear in mind, this is the Dynamax Toxtricity, not the Gmax, which means if you don't have the Dmax entries for your Pokedex for these Pokemon, this is a good time to go after them or get the candy for your Gmax. Unfortunately though, the Dynamax attackers of Toxtricity on the electric side of things, it is getting beaten out by things like Raikou. Of course, Gmax Toxtricity is always going to be your best electric type attacker. On the poison side of things though, it could feature a little bit better, but as time has gone on, these Dynamax Toxtricities just aren't that great. On Tuesday at 10 a.m., which is going to be the 18th, we have to mention Heatran coming into 5-star raids again. Unfortunately, Heatran will not know its signature move, Magma Storm, which actually makes it one of the better fire type attackers, but we will discuss this in a little bit. Mega Tyranitar and Mega Altaria will be rotating out, and coming in conjunction with the event we're about to touch on is going to be Mega Manectric as well as Mega Ampharos. I would strongly recommend raiding these Mega Pokemon because you really want to get the energy, but you want to try and get a hundo specifically for something like Manectric. Mega Manectric right now is currently the 4th best electric type attacker in the game. Unfortunately, on Ampharos' side of things, it's not even ranked in the top 50 as an electric type attacker. Even though it does have a dragon type charge moves, it will need an elite charge TM, but unfortunately, even as a dragon type attacker, this thing will just be beaten out by other things in that dragon type category. But both are really good because you really want to mega level 3 these Pokemon so you can accumulate the candy for electric and dragon type Pokemon. Then the main event that is going to be happening this week on the 18th, starting at 10 a.m. as well, is going to be the High Voltage event, which is going to be bringing about the shiny Pokemon Go debut of shiny Morpeko. Of course, you will be able to switch between both forms, which is incredible. You actually have a chance of getting shiny Morpeko in the following ways: from field research, paid timed research, a collection challenge, Gold Battle League encounters, as well as snapshot surprise encounters. Along with that, there's going to be shiny boosts for shiny Emolga, shiny Dedenne, as well as shiny Togedemaru. The event bonuses there is going to be 2 times catch XP for successfully catching Pokemon with nice throws or better, and it's also going to be 2 times Stardust for catching Pokemon during this event. So a great opportunity to try and pop those star pieces. And we also have something incredible coming up on this Tuesday. It looks like in field research, we can encounter things like Magnemite, Yamper, and Morpeko there again. There will be a paid timed research ticket, which is pretty solid to be honest, where we can get 2 premium battle passes, 1 elite charge TM, which is pretty cool, plus encounters with Pokemon like Emolga, Dedenne, Togedemaru, and Morpeko. However, if you do buy this ticket from the web store, you will get 1 additional premium battle pass, as well as getting gold points to progress through your track to try and get premium items on the actual web store. There will be a live collection challenge for all trainers where we're going to have to catch certain Pokemon to receive XP, Stardust, and an encounter with Morpeko. So just to revisit those bonuses very quickly, if you guys want to take advantage of the 2 times catch XP, remember to pop a lucky egg. This is going to double your XP. Every excellent throw specifically you catch on a Pokemon is going to grant you 1000 XP. During this event, it's going to be 2000 XP because of the bonus, but with the lucky egg, it's going to be 4000 XP per excellent throw. Do not sleep on that. and the same goes for Stardust too. Every Pokemon you catch is normally grants you 100 Stardust per catch, and this event is going to grant you 200 Stardust, and with a star piece running with this bonus, you're going to get 300 Stardust per catch. Guys, do not sleep on that, but we've got an even bigger thing to mention in a little bit. But just before we get there, do not forget about something like Dedenne. Dedenne is a very, very good Pokemon to use in the Go Battle League, currently ranked really well in the Great League because of that electric and fairy typing. It has a lot of good counters, and because it can put out a pretty respectable amount of damage, but also it's very spammy in terms of a use in the Go Battle League, a really good Pokemon to try and go after. But stop. This is the moment right here in this video where you really need to pay attention, and remember this, put this on your calendar, set a reminder, because on Tuesday the 18th at 6 p.m. local time, there is going to be a Spotlight Hour for Sableye. Sableye is a permanently boosted Stardust Pokemon, granting 750 Stardust per catch, but the bonus in this hour is 2 times catch Stardust. Without a star piece, you are going to be getting 1500 Stardust per catch with the star piece running, and I would strongly suggest putting a star piece on for this whole hour. Guys, you're going to get 2250 Stardust per catch. If you catch just over 300 of these Pokemon, you're going to be getting over 700,000 Stardust, which is very simple to do and very doable if you do have the bag space. Remember to put on something like Palkia Spatial Rend so you can expand your radius, and if you want, you could even use Roar of Time to pause your items, specifically your star piece, to try and make them last throughout the whole hour, however you want to approach it. But trust me when I say this, guys, this is a huge Stardust opportunity. And remember, Sableye is not the easiest Pokemon to catch, so bring along those Great Balls, but specifically those Ultra Balls you would have got in your big bonus, especially if you're all the way around level 70. With that level jump, you would have got a lot of Ultra Balls in your bag. You can use them on this hour. It's a great opportunity for that. More importantly as well, Sableye in the Great League right now is actually a really good pick, especially in its XL form. Its Shadow form is currently ranked 43, but its XL form at a 0-15-15, which is going to level 50, is number 53 right now in the Great League, and it's really underrated. More than that, there is a potential of getting Mega Energy for every single Sableye that we catch to contribute towards our Mega Sableye. So guys, this hour, you can really reap so many rewards coming from the Spotlight Hour, which is not just the Stardust. Try and hit this and try and get that hundo if you don't have a Sableye, and this Pokemon can be shiny as well. It is a stunning shiny, that shiny Sableye. As you would have seen, Tuesday is stacked, but if we move on to our calendar onto Wednesday, the main thing we need to remind ourselves of is going to be that raid hour for Heatran. We did discuss it, how it's coming into 5-star raids, but this is actually how good Heatran is in Pokemon Go right now. As a fire type attacker, remember, you will need Magma Storm, which does require an elite charge TM. This Pokemon is currently the 15th best fire type attacker in the game. As a steel type attacker, unfortunately, it does have Iron Head, which is a pretty solid raid attacking move. It's not breaking to the top 60, I think, for 2 reasons. One, there are just incredible steel types in the game right now that are just going to be better than Heatran, especially from a stats point of view, but more importantly, it does not have a fast steel type move, which is really hurting this Pokemon. And then the Master League, it shines best at a current ranking of 74, and I think it's actually a pretty underrated Pokemon because it shares 2 types, specifically steel, which can hit all those fairy types in the Master League pretty hard. Then the next big event, which is going to be taking place on Friday the 21st, is going to be the Dynamax Battle Weekend for the whole weekend, featuring Dynamax Eevee making its Pokemon Go debut. But remember, we all know Dynamax Eevee isn't going to be that useful for us. Eevee has 8 different evolutions that we can utilize, and I already have the information which are going to be the best evolutions to use. Undoubtedly, the best evolution Dynamax Pokemon is going to be kicking off with Espeon. As a psychic type attacker, its attack stat is actually really high because it does transfer from the old base games with a really good special attack stat. But as a psychic type Dynamax attacker, it's actually going to be in some of the upper echelons of what we have right now, to be honest, so it's a really good pick. Then coming in next is going to be Dynamax Flareon, definitely going to be one of our better Dynamax Pokemon as well, again, just simply because of its high attack stat. It's going to really hit hard alongside things like Dynamax Darmanitan, Dynamax Cinderace. Then I would say this is probably going to be in your best tier, and the rest are probably going to be a little bit under, but Glaceon in the ice type category is going to be one of your better ice type Dynamax attacking Pokemon. I would say those are probably going to be your top 3. However, if you're looking for a 4th, Jolteon in the electric type category can serve you pretty well, but overall, those are probably going to be your top 3 or 4 from an attacking point of view. Don't forget about the bonuses during this event. It's going to be half adventuring distance to receive max particles, so we're only going to have to walk 1 kilometer to get 300 max particles. Power spots are going to refresh more frequently, probably every 30 minutes, and it's going to be 2 times max particles coming from power spots. Let's really hope that these EVs are going to be 1-star raids as opposed to 3-star raids. Let's hope they don't make it 3-star raids because it's going to just take a lot longer to try and get these max particles back. However, if they are 1-star max battles, we will be able to fly through them and try and get those high attacking IVs as much as we possibly can. We're not sure what the shiny rate is, but of course Dynamax EV can be shiny too. Also, especially on the first day of this event, remember that the high voltage event will still be running, so that 2x Stardust bonus is really going to stack nicely with a lot of these max battles you might be completing on the first day. So again, good opportunity to throw on a star piece and really maximize that as well. That is going to carry us through the weekend, but do not forget about the trade Sundays, where every Sunday we get 1 additional special trade to make per day, which gives us a total of 2 on that Sunday. You get an increased chance of lucky trading on this day. Trades are going to cost 10% less Stardust, and we also get 2 additional Candy XL when making these trades. So guys, really important. We're going to leave some results on screen right now. A lot of the pros, a lot of the top players, this is actually how they get Pokemon. Also, do not forget about your research breakthrough box, which will come from your 7-day stamps. The following Pokemon will come as a reward from there. You can get Alakazam in there. That Hundo CP is going to be 1310. That can be shiny. Aggron can be in there at 1285. That can also be shiny. Morpeko can be in there, which now will be able to be shiny because of the high voltage event at 832 CP. Dreepy will be available at 328 CP. Frigibax can be shiny at a 534 Hundo CP, and Sinistea will be in there as well, which can be shiny now because of the Halloween event at a 488 guaranteed Hundo CP. Also, the Shadow raids for the weekend for the whole of November is going to be Shadow Latios. Shadow Latios is actually a very good dragon type attacker and a pretty solid psychic type attacker as well, just simply because its attack stat is incredibly high, but the shiny is absolutely gorgeous if you really want to go after it. As of releasing this video right now, a lot of you are still going to be playing the wild area. Please check it as our end screen right now, and we're also going to leave a full November update for you guys to see what else is coming in the month of November. And of course, we will be covering week-to-week episodes of everything you really need to know. Guys, love you lots. Please smash the like and subscribe button. You guys are really enjoying these videos. We can only grow with your support, and we really appreciate you being here. Love you guys. Go with us, and we'll catch you in the next one, baby.